Hey guys, this is Jon
and Austin,
and this is another episode of the Meatgistics podcast. First one we've done in a while here.
I feel like this is the first normal one in a bit. The last one was like our makeshift throw together and just put something out for 10, 20. How long was it? Probably 20 minutes
maybe. Yeah. About the mountain lion. Then before that was the two guests. It's been a while since just you and I have had a chance to sit down, try some stuff, and talk about it. Before we get to the food, a couple things we want to cover. Number one is this month, our giveaway at Walton's Inc. At waltons.com/win. No more ink. That's going to take a while to adjust to, but it's so much better. Our giveaway is a Walton's chambered vacuum sealer. So that's one of our big ones. The chambered vacuum sealers are the ones that the bags go inside. Then all of the air is pumped out of the chamber. The bag is sealed and the air is put back in, so you get a really good seal. The two main advantages are, one, it does seal better. Two, the bags are far less expensive.
The other thing is they provide a better vacuum.
I said seal, but...
Okay, that's what you meant?
Yeah.
Yeah, like over the years we've tried, I don't know if we still have it. I broke it at one point in time. Little vacuum pressure meter thing.
The blue thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it inside bags and seal them. See what the vacuum gets to. But on some brands and some models, like it looks like it's a full vacuum, but it's only about 80% vacuum.
Right.
It looks like it's full, but it's not. But you get into the chambered sealers and you can get an actual 99.9% vacuum, and it makes a difference.
And you can always tell by wherever the bag, comes around the edge of your meat. If you grab and pull, if it comes away from it, you don't have a great seal. Doesn't mean that it's not better than nothing. Doesn't mean it's not going to protect your meat. It's just not going to do it for as long as well.
Yeah, it could be better. It's like comparing it to freezer paper. Even a 80% seal or 80% vacuum and seal is probably better than freezer paper. Just because freezer paper, you don't actually get a vacuum at all. So there is going to be air movement around there and prone to freezer burn then.
Now, somebody who works at a meat packing plant or a custom plant and they still do freezer paper for whatever reason, they're going to be be better than the chamberless vacuum sealer, right? Or no?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I don't know.
It'd be something interesting to try. Compare someone who wraps at a meat processing plant compared to how I would wrap it. Their way will last
way longer,
10 times longer than what mine will, because it's crazy how much different of a package you can create. If you're doing it all the time. Those people that's what they do. Watching them, one, is fun because they're so fast and they're just insanely better. You try to mimic their same wrap and package and you can't do it.
No. It's a lot like the people who wrap presents during the holidays. It always trips me out because they put their package down not straight. They put it at an angle. If they have a square piece, they won't put it at a 90-degree angle. They'll put it kitty cornered kind of, but right in the middle. It's weird to watch, but you can't argue with the results. It's way better than.
And please, catty corner, not kitty corner. I don't.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my God, I've said that wrong my entire life. I've 100% said kitty corner.
You meant to say kitty corner?
No, I haven't. Now that
catty
corner. Kitty corner. I don't know which one I've said, but that's definitely not the first time I've said.
People probably thought you were kidding.
Kitty corner.
To help you out. So.
Not.
I'm going to Google this now. And
No. Please don't.
Please don't type in kitty corner anywhere.
Anyone at home, do not Google that term.
No, that's it's kitty corner.
Yes.
Wait.
Now hold on.
What's the weird association?
I am a genius.
Wait, are we now proving that anyone that says caddy is wrong?
Even when I'm wrong.
I'm right. So caddy or kitty, both interchangeably used.
East Coast thing.
See, Patrick and I were talking the other day.
I'm glad we have Austin here to fact check, by the way.
But my wife thinks I argue just to argue. I was wrong, and I was willing to.
Exactly. I think so. I want to point that out to other people as well. Yeah. I have the same problem that people think I'm argumentative, where it's just no. Let's just be correct and we can learn and move on to the next thing.
Okay, you do it, but I know you have a reason for doing it. Like it's part of the Walton's process. Like attack it from the other end. Just like, hey, we'll be almost done with something. And Austin will go, what if we did the exact basic opposite of what we were talking about this whole time? But it's an important part of the process. You do it because you have really interesting ideas. They think I'm doing it just because I'm stubborn. Like they just know, like, no.
They know you, yeah.
And they might be right. But there's an example of when I was right, but I was like, okay, yeah, I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, we're going to start stacking those up, and we're going to cut a tape, and I'm going to send it to all those
Send
people.
it to my wife.
Yeah, yes. You're welcome.
I just did that devil's advocate thing this morning.
Oh, did you really?
Working with our developer on something we were doing, and I'm like, yeah, we can do it this way, and blah blah blah. We're both walking through it, and I'm like, and before we move on, just for the sake of it, what if we do this? And just totally changed everything. To be honest, I don't even remember which way we ended up going, but yeah, it's one of those things you always got to look at things from multiple angles.
Yep, it's definitely the best way to do it. But that's at waltons.com/win. There's lots of ways to enter. One of the ways to enter is to subscribe to the podcast. So make sure you're doing that. This is going to be a great giveaway. Definitely the biggest we've done since we did a grill a couple of years ago. But it's going to be awesome. They're great machines. I absolutely love the one in here. Now, we've got 2 sausages in front of us. One is just like a sausage patty that I cut up into smaller pieces. The other is a actual sausage. The actual sausage was sent to us as a sample. I tried it. I made it. Liked it enough that I thought it was worth bringing in. It is Italian cudighi or Cuda Guy. And we have cooked it in 2 different ways. One went in the air fryer and one just went in the regular toaster oven. The one that went in the air fryer is significantly smaller. It's shrunk significantly more. We did have a problem where we we tripped a breaker, and then when
you shut my computer down,
and then when we restarted the thing, it didn't go to the temperature it was, so they overcooked a little bit. But first things first, let's talk about the Italian Cuda Guy. I'm pretty sure it's Cuda Guy, but whatever. All right, let's take a bite.
So what do we think?
It's got enough different from a regular Italian sausage that I think it separates it apart. It's not just like a spicy Italian sausage, but it does have like a spicier flavor to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's spicy. It just has a spice to it. The spice in it is strong. Mm-hmm. It's not like it was just like over seasoned because it's not over salty.
Right.
It's just a lot of spice to it.
A lot going on.
It's really good though.
It develops on the tongue nicely. It almost tingles at first on more of the tip, and then it kind of radiates towards the back of the tongue, towards the latter half of the bite. But like you're saying, what keeps developing throughout though. I think. Mm-hmm. So I think for that, as far as sausage, that's something that is always on my radar. Obviously preferred.
So cudighi is a spicy Italian sausage seasoned with sweet spices that can be bought in lengths or served on a sandwich in a long, hard roll. So some people, instead of stuffing them, they make like a flat of it and then cook it up like that and put it on a sandwich. Should have had mozzarella in it, like Cuda Guy usually comes with mozzarella, but first time I make any sausage, I never add cheese, that you can focus on like what the flavor is.
That I don't expect from you, because normally
I've always been that way.
Yeah, I know, but most of the time when you're trying something new, you try like 17 different things all at once, and then it's like, well, which one was the what was the good thing?
That's
about
not just me. We're bad scientists, not just me. I do not do a good job. Like, okay, now we've tried it this way. Now we're going to try this one thing. Instead, I'll go, I've heard of these 4 things. Let's put them all in.
You should see him when he's adding up how much measurement he needs for stuff, and he'll go, hold on, divide this by, and I don't know what I'm doing, but it helps him in a bigger equation that's going on in his head, because he'll do 4 pounds of this, 4 pounds of that, 2.5 of this, 8 pounds of that. So when I first started, and he was cooking up stuff for people in the back, very interesting to see him go on like the middle of a Wednesday adding up stuff. So.
I'm basically Rain Man, just with sausage seasoning.
Oh, we're not going to argue that.
All right, so Cudighi, that's live on the website. You can go buy it now. I would recommend it. I think that's a very nice overall sausage. I put some in a red sauce. I've been making red sauces and then not eating pasta, just heating up the red sauce with the sausage in it and just eating that. Really, really good. Not
It's
as many carbs.
basically soup.
Oh, that's an interesting way to look at it.
Tomato soup.
That's
I mean,
tomato
it's not.
soup, yeah.
No, it's a red sauce. It's not a soup, but it's like it's like a soup.
People from here will call it a soup all day. We don't care about sauce down here.
That annoys me. It's not a soup, but that's an interesting way to look at it. What is the good soup thing from, Patrick? Anytime I have a meme question, I always ask Patrick.
Oh, I don't know this one.
Soup.
Every time he's on a different radar of memes than I am.
All right, so that's available on the website right now. We also have. Do you want to talk about the apparel campaign, Patrick?
Yeah, sure. We're just doing 15% off all the clothing in the apparel section right now on waltons.com. So if you didn't get an email, try to get yourself added to our subscription list. Just go to waltons.com, scroll down to the bottom, and hit subscribe. There should be a little link there.
Put your email in and hit get newsletter.
You can even get I believe, free little catalog, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Or do you have to order something?
No, that does not get them a catalog.
No, there's a separate catalog.
Yeah, that is
request,
a separate
but
thing. Catalog.
Yeah, they'll get a
request.
catalog if they order.
If they add a catalog request, does it also add them to that list? I will find out. That's something I should probably know.
Yeah, I don't
should.
remember.
I'll find out.
But yeah, hats, shirts, hoodies, whatever you guys want.
Aprons too, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
the Walton's
definitely.
aprons. So
Ooh. So yeah, even like leather aprons are on
leather
sale
aprons on there.
Cool.
I personally, I like our leather apron, but I think the cloth word cloud is just, it's lighter.
It's a better everyday apron.
And I'm a sweater. I just sweat. Like doing nothing, all of a sudden I'll be like, why are my underarms damp? This is not good. So if like that heavy leather gives me a problem.
Yeah.
All right. And then we've got another new product up here. Now this is not like the other one. This is jalapeno pork sausage seasoning. So it's a breakfast sausage. I went and stopped and got some ground pork because I didn't want to dirty up the grinder for a pound. This is a seasoning that we actually brought in by mistake. It is only sold by Excalibur by the case, but somebody ordered like a single package of it. So the whole case came in. So we've got whole case -1. I saw it. I was like, well, why don't we just throw it on the website, see if people like it? If people like it, we'll start ordering it more. I mean, jalapeno pork sausage, like a breakfast sausage, sounds like a really good mix.
Yeah, it sounds like something we should have.
Yeah, why wouldn't this be good? Are you getting any jalapeno? Oh, there's a little bit of heat, actually.
The jalapeno takes a little bit to develop.
Usually with jalapeno, I at least taste it right away, but I did not at all.
It lingers really well. I really like the lingering jalapeno flavor. And it's not like jalapeno spicy. It's the jalapeno flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I love that because I'm not old. At least I don't think I'm old, but I can't eat what I used to. I used to pour hot sauce on everything.
Yeah.
Now I try to do that and I will regret life for the next couple days, but I love the flavor of spicy foods. So anytime there's something like that you get a lot of the flavor and it's not just overpowering.
You were close.
Overpoweringly? I don't know.
Well, overpowering would work.
Brain's not working right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just not overpowering on the spicy.
If you took out any jalapeno flavor to that, that would still be a really good sausage.
Mm-hmm.
It's well, rounded. I don't know how to say it better than that. There is multiple things going on in there, and there's nothing I dislike about it. Patrick?
Yeah, I think the word we're looking for is balanced. Perfect. I mean, any time of day, I don't want to even pigeonhole it to being breakfast, but yeah, not too much jalapeno flavored. I did like the nice Maillard reaction we have. I just kind of like a touch of a burn on something. Yeah. But yeah, I could see that pairing well with a lot of stuff, like eggs, cheese.
Sure.
I could see that really not being too overpowering. Pound for pound, it was less powerful than the sausage we tried prior to it.
Say it.
But yeah,
Try and say that word.
Oh, I can't even. I didn't even take inventory of it. When you see a word or like someone's last name in a book and you go, I'm just going to come up with my own pronunciation from now on.
Just how I do it.
That's that for this sausage. So
how often do you go to the back, you look up the bin number of something and you go back and instead of looking at 5634, you look in 5364?
That's called listexia.
Yeah, I think I have it then. Like the last Is there such a thing as an adult onset dyslexia?
Wait, you said listic, so with numbers it has a different name?
No,
that's the joke.
That's the joke.
Jeez, went over mine.
Yeah, I don't know if dyslexia can onset as an adult, or if you've always had it and you just notice it, or you're just maybe you don't have it and it's just you're overstressed. I don't know.
Could be. But I'm a huge fan of that. So it is jalapeno pork sausage seasoning. It's in the breakfast sausage category. Absolutely, I would recommend you go try that. It's
really good because personally, I love this style of breakfast sausage patties. Not as much the links. If I'm going to have links, like I like a bigger sausage. But on the patties, like Patrick was talking about, the mired reaction, the crispiness to it, how you can get that on a patty. Yep. That is just what I think makes sausage like that. Yep. It is so good. That on like a flaky biscuit with a big old hunk of pepper jack cheese. Sure. Would be delicious.
Some eggs. Yeah. So, I would definitely check that out. There's a possibility that we'll start stocking that just because of how much we like it. We do occasionally do that. There's another one back there that's the same story, but it's a meatloaf seasoning. I feel like we already have enough meatloaf stuff on there, and I don't like
just not as popular either.
Yeah, not a big meatloaf fan. So sorry if you like meatloaf, you're not getting it because of my prejudices. All right, a couple other things on Meatgistics. There is now a dark mode or night mode, however you want to look at it. At the very top of the page, over on the right where your avatar is, there's a little light bulb. You can click that on and off. So obviously if you click it, dark mode will come on. You click it again, it comes off. So pretty cool, little easy thing. We were looking at making another change, and Patrick just said, "Oh, you know what would be awesome if we had a night mode." Like,
out of nowhere.
We're doing it right now.
So why don't we just do that?
Yeah, it really wasn't that hard. I did install on the dev site first to make sure it wasn't going to break anything. So that dev site continues to come in handy. I think we're still working on. I told Rachel to work on it, but I told her only to do it when she wanted a break from the. I think she's doing 1,200 redirects. 301 redirects. I think it's going to
seriously
1,200.
That's what that report was for.
Yep. How many items were there on it? Did you finally get it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've been in meetings the last 3 hours.
But she obviously took a break because it's now aligned properly. She got it to the correct place. Also, we made a change to when you're in a post, scroll down to the bottom. The suggested topics are now sorting by date. So it'll put the newest of the suggested topics near the top of it. That was a suggestion from a user. And at the very bottom of the page, we've made some changes to the About Us. We've added our What is Meatgistics video. It's like a 30-second video. We're going to switch that up a little bit so it's balanced a little bit better. We're going to make it its own little box down there, and then we'll have like another one that's kind of like Walton's. And we'll have those two videos at the bottom. So if anyone wants to get a quick like rundown of what we're doing at both Meatgistics and Walton's, that would be a place to go.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Moving on to...
I have a question. Austin, is that a new tumbler you have in front of you?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Good job, Patrick. I retract my side.
I actually haven't even talked to Andrew about things after I talked to you, but I did talk to him, and we hadn't ordered things yet, so we're going to switch and do these ones. But I feel like we've been talking about tumblers for a year and a half.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while since, but we haven't, like we said things about them maybe 5 times. It's not like we keep bringing it up.
But we were this close, like inches away from moving forward with getting tumblers, and then we just had a major hiccup on it. Just got everything, I think, resolved now. What I think is really cool tumblers, they're like 40 ounces, massive Meatgistics logo on there. So for those that are watching on YouTube, you guys should be able to see here. For those that aren't, you just have to take my word for it, but they look awesome. They're 40 ounces, so bigger than your typical 30-ounce one. You get a straw to it, you get a lid. The lid screws on, which I like because I, for some reason, get clumsy with my tumblers and I drop them. And I frequently spill water everywhere, but it's a pretty sweet deal. If my guesstimate is right, I'm going to say it's probably going to take about a month and a half to get them.
Okay.
Probably sometime around there. They'll get air freighted in instead of shipped like slow freight. So shouldn't take too long. But backside then is Walton's logo, and then we'll also have another version of Walton's and Backcountry Hunters and Anglers.
Yep.
So
so maybe have them in time for Missoula, but probably not.
I don't know.
It'd be unlikely.
I keep forgetting about that. We need to talk about that still.
Don't forget about that. Have we not gotten plane tickets?
Oh,
yet?
no, I haven't got plane tickets yet. So.
Well, we might be better off waiting. Sometimes prices drop right at the end. We might be better off at this point just waiting until...
You just want to do that so we can end up driving.
It's $6,000, Austin. We have to drive. No, I know a good portion of it is going to be boring, but once we get past like northwestern Nebraska, it's going to be gorgeous. The rest of that drive is just going to be constant views.
If we drive out from here, we won't. I don't think we'd go through Nebraska.
Would we go straight over to Colorado? No.
Yeah, take I-70
Even
out
cooler.
towards Denver, circle around Denver to the north side, and then drive from there. That
could be the difference, though, why we had a 2-hour difference in the length, because mine went up through northwestern Nebraska.
I don't know. I-80, I guess, maybe it's faster. Maybe it's got a faster speed limit.
I don't know.
I feel like Nebraska is probably cooler than Kansas, and they probably have 80-mile-an-hour speed limits.
I don't know your roads around here. It's not like I live here or anything, or things are.
You lived longer here than you've lived other places now, right?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, okay. Other than the town I grew up in, it's the longest I've ever lived anywhere. Okay. So, new website. Last Thursday, so this is going to be released Friday, so a week and a day ago, we launched the new waltons.com. We've talked a lot about this, so just a quick breakdown. Last year, 2021, we made a switch to a new platform. We had some ability or some issues with stability, some issues with payment processing, some issues with updating the website. Somewhere in the system was a cached version of it. And no matter what we did, it would just sometimes literally never push our update. So the decision was made while I was out of town winning a gun. Thank God I was in a good mood that night when you sent me that text message saying we're moving platforms. So that was in November, late November, probably. It was right around the beginning of December.
Because it had to have been after Thanksgiving.
It was while I was in the governor's hunt, so whenever that was. I thought that was November.
Okay, yeah, maybe then.
Anyways, so got back, spent a week or 2 weeks looking at what the new platform was going to be, made a decision, and started working on stuff. Because of how everything worked out, we had other things we also had to do. So it wasn't really till the last couple of weeks that we could just focus intensely on it. Once we did that, we really started to like the system, learning it, seeing what it can do, what it can't do. But all in all, I would say the migration was a success. Way better than what happened last time when we migrated to our previous platform. The biggest issue that we had was not something that we unfortunately could have controlled. On the day we decided to go live, we started getting a weird issue with who we use to send out our transactional and all like those style of emails. It was a security token type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. And then, so we saw that in the morning, and I was holding off going live because I knew that obviously would be a problem, but then it went away. And I was able to get password reset emails. I'm like, all right, we're good. So we go live and then figure out, nope, this is still happening. Luckily, in the middle of the live stream, Austin was able to figure out that we could switch where the email was coming from and get past that problem. So, done with that now. Hopefully everybody is having a good experience with the website, enjoying it. placing their orders correctly, accurately, able to find everything. There are definitely some things we are still working on, though. One of the things that needs to be addressed is kits. This would be like a page where it'd be waltons.com/seasoning/jerky making kits. On that page would be everything you need to make. Oh, I know how to do this. I think I know how to do it now without doing the carousels. Sorry. I've got a good idea on how we can do it. Anyways, so it'll be everything in one section that you need. So all the seasoning, all the additives, all the supplies, any equipment, anything at all that you need to make jerky, to make snack sticks, will all have their own page. So if you just want to go to one spot, you can do that. So that should be convenient for some people. That's a request that we had gotten a lot. Like, why don't you guys sell kits? Well, we don't sell kits for a couple reasons, but one of them is we think the ability to customize what you're getting from us is a benefit. We don't want to take that away. So these pages will hopefully address that. Sorry, my mind's going real fast right now trying to figure out how we can do that the way I'm thinking now. And we should just make another category of it. Instead of relying on that, we'll just make a category.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. And then we can put everything in there. I'll have to change how I'm doing sorting, but that's not that hard. I'll just add 1,000 to some of them. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'll try. Okay. So that one now is just going to be a time thing. Next one is history, order history. I don't know where we are on that, but I assume we're chugging along.
Yeah, we're chugging along.
Cool.
I don't know what today is. Today's Wednesday, Friday. I want to say that, yeah, when I told people last week on the live stream, said give us about a week. Should be about accurate. We're finishing up a couple other things development-wise, and then we'll get finished with orders as well. Should just be a few days here.
And the identifier or what's going to make order history go from the old system to the new system will be email address, right?
Should be, yeah.
So it's just going to look for that. So if you made a new account, if you use the same email, it should still port in your previous history. Are you going back to Magento? You mentioned that, but
oh yeah,
you going that far back?
Yeah, I think we'll go back probably 5 years.
Okay.
I don't know that we need to go past 5 years. We'll probably do about 5 years of history, but then we'll keep that going forward. We won't like delete a year off when we move forward a year.
So in 2030, if you want to look at what you want in 2017 that we ported in,
yeah,
it'll still be there. Okay, that's cool. Then we are continuing to work on shipping. Talked about it on the live stream, but the app that we're using for our site, great user interface, all the support was great. Just couldn't do one specific thing that we needed to do. And then there's a weird problem on our homepage where the pictures behind the categories, the static categories below, keep disappearing. So they'll just like not be there, and then they'll be there. And they'll not be there, and then they're there.
And they haven't given us any type of answer.
I can't figure out what is the possible, like why it's sometimes showing, sometimes not. I've done it logged in, logged out. I've done it logged in commercial, logged in retail. I've done it in a incognito browser. I have seen them on all of those, and I have not seen them on all of those. So it doesn't make sense. And it's not system wide, because the first time it showed up, you could see it. Patrick and I couldn't, and Rachel could. So it's like a user-based thing. So
it's creepy.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
If that's the worst problem we have, though, that's a great problem to have.
We're also looking at setting the site up more optimized for mobile. We now have over 50% of our traffic on waltons.com is mobile. So we're doing some things with cumulative layout shift, which is a new term I've learned that I hate. And I don't think it's a problem, but Google does. So
I get that there's a lot of mobile traffic. I mean, I'm a tech guy. I get that world, but at the same time, like I will go get my laptop to go do like significant amounts of web searching and surfing just because it's that much, to me, it's that much better and faster versus like my wife. My wife, she has a laptop. She never uses it. Never. Everything's on her phone. And I can't quite get that. Why do some people just use their mobile devices? Because I feel like the experience on things is better on the desktop. But
yeah, I know. I
to each their own.
Agree. But for me, for whatever reason, it's usually about how much I'm going to spend. Like if I'm about to make a big purchase, I always go to a laptop.
Oh my, I'm sitting over here thinking the exact same thing. I promise you, like I'll look on my phone and do research, but like the purchase. It's coming from my desktop because I'm plugged in. I can't I don't know the way that even I feel like that's safer when I enter my credentials, even though like my PayPal's on my phone and fingerprint protected and stuff like that. But meanwhile, like desktop, that feels good. If I'm spending over $300-400, it's on a computer. You better bet your butt. So.
Yep,
it's interesting.
All right, on to Meat Matters.
Sure.
Okay. So the first thing we have super interesting article. It is from meatingplace.com. The title is Bacteria Shredding Insect Wings, Key to New Packaging. So the lab made natural nanotexture kills up to 70% of bacteria and retains its effectiveness when transferred to synthetic plastic. This is a study done at Australia's RMIT University, Tokyo Metropolitan University, and Mitsubishi Chemical Institute all took place in this. That says, we knew the wings of cicada and dragonflies were highly efficient bacteria killers and could help inspire a solution, but replicating nature is always a challenge. We have now created a nanotexture that mimics the bacteria-destroying effects of insect wings and retains its antibacterial power when printed on plastic.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Uh-huh.
I mean, talk about ridiculous evolution's the wrong word. Innovation. There's always things that nature's has an answer for that were.
Well, I wonder how they stumbled upon that. Like, it's like that was a separate study. It feels like.
Well, we knew
insect
that
wings has nothing to do.
He
with...
says it here. We knew the wings of cicadas and dragonflies, so I assume it just meant everybody knew that.
Everyone in the scientific community just knows that they have those.
There's
principles.
no bacteria
but
that grows.
Who's the guy that went, "Hey, let's protect our meat"?
So that's an interesting idea, like interesting thought process. A lot of the times, I'll look at like the pork that's added to, and when I say pork, I'm talking about it in like the financial way, not sausage, that's added to bills. And like, why are we spending money on that? I can guarantee you if I saw studying the antibacterial effects of dragonflies' wings, like, all right, well, this is just ridiculous.
Guys, what are we doing with our time? Yeah.
But, I mean, if this can help extend the shelf life of meat products, because of the way Americans shop, over 30% of all purchased, I don't know if it's just red meat or meat in general, either red meat or any meat, is thrown out.
Thrown away, yep.
Not eaten.
Are you serious?
30%.
That's really high.
That's insane.
I think people don't plan well as part of it. At least I'm speaking from experience. I'll go get meat. I go, oh, yeah, I'll totally use this, and I don't have a plan for it. Or you wait on, I'll do it on this night. Plans fall through. Before you know it, you bought something on a Monday. You're iffy on a Friday about it. So it's just, and I always err on the side of caution, throw it out before you know it. Wasted $10-20 on accident. So
fair enough. But if they're able to effectively mass produce this, it could have huge effects on the industry. If we can leave meat longer without any bacterial growth on it, in fact, the bacteria will be shredded, as it says.
Well, would there be less demand for meat then?
No.
Because it could just last longer in people's...
There would be more supply of meat, so it would drop the price.
Ooh, okay.
So
I think people would still end up eating the stuff that was going to get thrown out and whatever they were going to elsewise.
Well,
I guess is it wouldn't drop demand a whole lot.
John, you have a deep freeze. Let me ask, if you were putting meat in that freezer, would you want it to be the one that's more protected or less protected?
No, this vacuum seal will still be better.
Oh, okay.
So this is just like the plastic that goes over the meat in a food tray.
Yeah.
This is that.
Well, what if we combine both elements? Like, what if it's under vacuum? Is it any better? I feel like there's a lot of stuff we don't know about. We're going to have a million questions, but...
That's an interesting idea. I don't no. I don't know why it would, because we're sucking all the oxygen out of the bag and we're deep freezing it. So then nothing's growing in there.
Probably just be a waste of a better material.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
I'd imagine. It's one of those things that like, yeah, that could help, but it's just redundant for...
Probably more for fresh product than frozen.
Yeah. Can't see a frozen application. But again, I don't... Maybe.
The technology's not there yet.
Sure. Yeah. I said I know how to make sausage. I didn't say I was smart. Then we've got another one from Meeting Place, and this ties into something. I did an episode recently without you. I can't remember when it must have been in between the guests and the Lion Mountain thing. Mountain Lion thing. Lion Mountain.
Sounds adorable.
But I left here. I said I was going to do this. I left here. I went to Dillon's and I bought every package of chicken that they had. So not like I said, I'm going to buy all of it. And I didn't go buy a bunch. I bought all of it. I filled my cart up with it. Because there's
Did you take a picture? Sorry to interrupt, but
no.
Should have, dude. You got to start. You got to start thinking
should've.
like, if that looks ridiculous.
Like, did you literally have a cart full?
Oh yeah, yeah. Chicken breast. So all their fresh chicken breast.
Oh,
I then took it home, trimmed it because my wife hates all the chicken fat and stuff. Put it into vac seal bags and threw it down in the deep freezer. I went back 2 days later, and what was like a $13 package of chicken was a $16 package of chicken.
Okay.
Now it's come back down since then, but there is a huge problem with There's a problem with avian flu in the poultry industry right now, and it is hitting large commercial flocks. Texas, all of these previous outbreaks were in Indiana, Missouri, a couple other Midwest states. It's now down in Texas. So I'm feeling pretty good about my investment in chicken right now.
Nice.
And when you take into account the next story, which is the war in Ukraine has led to 20 to 40% higher grain prices around the globe, and the poultry industry will find it challenging to pass along that cost to consumers. So the price of chicken is going to continue to climb. So if you have a deep freezer, I highly recommend you stock up now. If you have a vacuum sealer, same thing. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, go to waltons.com/win and enter to win our chambered vacuum sealer.
That makes me think, because I've been talking with my wife that we need to get a deep freezer, and just haven't done it.
Now, they're not expensive.
I know they're not. I'm gonna have to make sure I go home tonight.
You know that place? It's in the same mall as the Sam's across the street. It used to be like a Sears.
Oh yeah,
appliance thing, whatever it is. I bought mine there. It was like $250.
Huh. Well, how big compared to like our one in here?
It's about
2/3.
More than half that. Yeah.
Okay.
More than half that. So yeah, probably 2/3.
I've never seen it.
And you've not seen it. Yeah. How do you know that?
That's a good guess.
Are you coming into my house?
Dude, I always have to guess on everything. I'm a guesser.
That's creepy.
So thinking of that makes me think
he doesn't
of
have a key,
stalking. This is totally not related to meat processing at all, but I find it interesting. There's a new thing happened to a lady in Wichita getting stalked by someone putting the little device from Apple in her stuff.
Air tags.
Yeah.
Is that really happening?
Well, it's you could track them. Yeah, because you just have this thing that tracks whatever you throw. I put it on your car and boom,
right,
you just know where
and then you know where I am.
Yeah.
But I saw that story a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, this doesn't seem real.
You don't think that's real, and all the other craziness that runs through your head.
Fair enough. I didn't see like an actual story on it. I saw like
maybe
Instagram.
Are you saying it's more like a modern day urban legend?
Kind of. Yeah. But you're saying you actually saw like a girl saying to a camera, "This happened to me. I found." Yeah, that's pretty creepy.
I'm on the local.
That's pretty creepy. Yeah. When you said stalking, I was really hoping you were going to talk about this lady. She was hiking, and she was showing a picture or a video of the lake. And as she turned around, there was a mountain lion cub that had just walked over. And I think she even said, she's like, had a weird feeling like something was watching me. And she realized like, oh, that cub's mom is somewhere looking at me right now. But because she only has a TikTok and I refuse. Like they wrote the article about it and I looked everywhere for the video, but apparently it's only on her TikTok and I will not do it.
You do realize TikTok is the biggest social media right now.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care.
It's crazy. That lady should have picked up the cub and like used it as like a human shield or a
It wouldn't-
lion shield.
What would it do?
Use it as hostage.
Go find out.
Get away from me.
Go find out.
I'm gonna end it if you don't back up.
So one quick backtrack to the mountain lion that we ate. For anyone who doesn't watch that or didn't listen to it, incredible. It tasted exactly like pork in my mind, at least. In fact, I would say a little bit more tender. I would argue, or at least tender enough where it was not even, that wasn't what would possibly clue somebody into the fact that it wasn't pork. I brought home a small piece each for my dogs. And usually the big guy, like he doesn't do paw really well. Like he'll do this, and he barely even touches your hand if he does. He smelled that and he hit my hand so hard. I gave them that and their eyes lit up. Like they were like, what?
Finally.
What was that? Like it triggered something in their like DNA. They're like, oh, that's the old ways. So we used to hunt these things.
Yeah. So when are we taking a trip and going mountain lion hunting with your dogs?
So
then?
I'm serious about this. Brutus would be 100% useless. If we fired a gun anywhere near him, he would never stop running. This dog is the biggest scaredy cat of loud noises. But I really think I am, and I will do it 100% by myself because I don't want to ruin anyone else's time. But I really am going to try taking Riggins out bird hunting because he's really switched on to birds. Like even just like robins in the yard, like he'll stare at them, and with a collar, I can make him stop. I can make him hold. I guess I would just have a little bit of work to do on getting that back from him. That might be an issue. The bird might not be edible at the end of it because he's going to take that and he's going to run.
This next hunting season, need to see if we can get you like a quail wing or a pheasant wing or something.
To see what he does with it? Yeah.
You can train, and you can use like a wing there to help train a dog.
Yeah, and put it on a string. Yeah. But this is the dog that just like anything he gets his mouth on, if he's determined that he wants to chew it, he just destroys it. His jaw muscles are ridiculous. But
yeah.
Luckily. But I really do think, like, I take him on off the leash walks and I watch him bound through, because we go across in the fields, and I watch him bound through. There's a little bit of hay that nobody cut. And it makes me think of like what Gruber does. He bounds through it and like you see his head come up. So I don't know. Yeah. A bird hunting pit bull, I think would be pretty unique, right?
It would be entertaining.
I don't think too many people are doing that. Then there is the latest forecasts from the Livestock Marketing Information Center suggest that total red meat and poultry production will total 106.25 billion pounds, down slightly year over year. If realized, this would be the first decrease in total meat production following 7 consecutive years of increase in production since 2014. Now, a couple of things. Anytime I hear billions and I hear the point, I'm like, why even bother including that? And then you think, oh, that's 250 million. Like, so that does matter. So that is a significant amount. But that is a sign of the times. There was another article in here that I didn't include. It was talking about the stress test of the food supply chain over the last 2 years. But when you look at, and we've had the president come out and say food shortages are going to be here and they're going to be real. He also said something about distributing them throughout the entire world, which I have no idea what that means. But reduction in meat production, continuous increase in population, whether through just regular population growth or immigration. People are going to have to start getting a little, like that 30% food waste that's going to be gone.
Oh, yeah, if things got bad enough. I mean, yeah, people would do a better job of conserving, but it depends on that total red meat and poultry production. Why is it going down? Is it going down like 0.5%, or is it 20%? And what are all the things involved? Like, well, I think it would take a lot for people to really shift and go, okay, I have to save that extra 30% waste, because People
How much
obviously
more,
don't. Doesn't bother people right now.
It bothers me. I mean, I've been saying for the last year and a half that my grocery bill is up like legitimately 80%.
Yeah,
it is now double what it was.
Yeah,
I'm now paying twice as much for food as I used to.
You're going to be more particular about the meat you buy, making sure you eat it. Most people, I don't think, are that way. They're just it's different. So you being concerned about it isn't going to make someone else concerned about it.
Oh no, everybody needs to be concerned about what I'm concerned about. That clearly, yeah, be a much better country. Lean hog futures fell for the 6th consecutive session. So that's fears of ripple effects in the wholesale meat market as international trade partners threaten to ban U.S. poultry imports. So, while that would be bad for the poultry industry, it may solve any chicken shortages if we're not allowed to export it. Stays here.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see what kind of ripple effect that would have, and would it hurt as bad? Would it not? I don't know.
I honestly don't know. I would imagine. Nope, don't look at that. So I have a question, and the answer's on there. And if you get it right, I will know you looked at it. How many turkeys and chicken do you think have been culled since February of this year?
In the U.S. or internationally?
In the U.S.
Oh, it has to be a lot to be a significant number.
To be clear, this is just for the avian flu we've been talking about.
Let's say like 5 million.
22 million.
Really? That's insane.
22 million turkeys and chicken have been killed due to this outbreak. So,
I wonder how many turkeys are...
God, my chickens can be worth more than Bitcoin. That is not financial advice.
I wonder how many turkeys are eaten from like the week before Thanksgiving to the end of the year.
The vast majority, right?
Yeah. How many people eat turkey the rest of the year?
Not me. I don't ever eat a turkey if it's not Christmas, Thanksgiving, like one of those.
Every now and then, I'll end up with like turkey pepperoni or turkey ground meat, something there just to mix things up. I usually try to get different things at different times, but still the amount of turkey I eat elsewise is not.
No,
not
it's low.
high.
It's low because there's no reason.
Well, what's your favorite deli meat? Because one
prosciutto?
of mine would be turkey. Well, on a sandwich, like what could you eat?
Still prosciutto.
That's your main.
It's not my main, but it's my favorite.
Yeah.
Main, probably either roast beef or
roast beef is nice.
Pepperoni or salami. One of those three.
A lot of flavor going on there. Yeah.
Does pepperoni qualify as a deli meat?
That's what I'm saying. I think you're
sausage.
the only real answer John gave was roast beef. I think on those last.
Okay, well then I would go with roast beef.
If it's pepperoni, I'd say pepperoni. My wife started buying, like from Costco or Sam's, I don't know which one, like the bulk packs of pepperoni.
Yeah, I always.
But it's not just like the one side. There's like two to them.
Yeah,
so it's
it
like
goes side to side.
Yeah.
I get the same thing. It's
like
Sam's.
4 pounds of pepperoni.
That's great.
It's
I
awesome.
take that and I roll a piece of Swiss cheese around it.
Oh,
great!
Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
How can you not like Swiss cheese?
I love all cheese. Every type of cheese is amazing except Swiss.
Oh,
Swiss is disgusting. I can't stand it. There's something about it that just makes me gag. It's like celery or peas. Celery and peas.
Oh, gross.
Two of the grossest foods on the face of this planet. I literally can't eat celery, but
I feel like you're
Swiss
lying
cheese,
just to annoy me.
No, Swiss cheese is kind of like it. I just can't. I can't stomach it.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, whatever. I hate ricotta cheese and mashed potatoes. So
I don't get the mashed potatoes.
See,
I'm gonna make. Actually, I saw a cool recipe the other day. I'm gonna make you mashed potatoes sometime.
I'm not gonna eat
but it's
them.
not gonna be mashed potatoes. You basically make mashed potatoes and then like put a bunch of stuff in it, freeze it, cut them into like logs, and you deep fry them.
Oh yeah.
It's basically
that
like
sounds hard to hate.
A fancy French fry with extra like cheese, bacon, whatever else you want.
Sounds like French fries with extra steps.
Uh-huh.
No. Make sure they defrost before you put them in that deep fryer.
Oh,
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Pop everywhere. I think you probably flour coat them and stuff right first, and then
I don't know.
who knows?
Guess I'm gonna do some experimenting.
You never put anything that's even remotely frozen in a deep fryer. That's what causes the.
No, you're wrong.
I put frozen stuff in a deep fryer all the time.
Yeah, you or you deep fry frozen stuff all the time.
Not like
I know
pizza
what you're
rolls,
talking about.
mozzarella sticks, jalapeno poppers.
you throw a frozen
dude.
thing right into like boiling oil.
Yes, I worked at Lawrence Dumont Stadium in town for at least a handful of weeks, and that's all we did: chicken strips, fries. You just throw whatever in that.
Okay, so here's an interesting. While I was right, I was willing to be wrong on this one.
Yes.
I had to look it up because I was so sure I was right.
I think you're just talking about water and oil.
It would probably, it depends on what the water content is. Like, you don't want to take a frozen turkey.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Deep fry it for Thanksgiving. Like, that will be bad. There's so much water in that thing.
So that's all it is. It's the water is then going to release from the turkey
Maybe.
Probably
and boil everything over.
So when you do a turkey for that's
stupid.
That's room temperature when they do that. You never do it frozen.
Yeah, I don't think you want to do a frozen turkey.
You definitely don't. Yeah, that's what I based my entire deep frying.
No, but like you get frozen. So like Sam's Club, you get the Tyson chicken strips, the ones that are like breaded but aren't cooked inside.
Yep.
You deep fry those. Those are the best things ever. But you do it from frozen.
They're frozen.
Yeah, me and my
put 'em
buddy
in
Greg did it literally 20, 30, 40 times. We had that on a cold piece of Texas toast, dude. It was
That bothers me. But
It's great.
We'll
We'll have to do it. We'll ask Brett. He's the deep fry king around here, right? Didn't they used to do a lot of battered stuff in the back?
We
do Friday.
We used to do Fridays around here. Yeah, when we were kids, we were not exactly the most thinnest in shape. We were all a little chunky, and one year our Christmas present was Mom and Dad bought us a deep fryer. That was great. But like typically like on like a Friday night, like that would be our entertainment, is either like family nachos, Chinese food, or we go to the grocery store and everybody gets like something to deep fry. And so between those three things, I mean, you rotate deep fry in there. We did a lot of deep frying when we were kids.
One of the best things we did here on a deep fry is somebody brought in Oreos, and your sister did like a blueberry pancake batter, dipped those in them, and deep fried that. Those were really good.
It was with the blueberry dip mix that Excalibur used to sell.
Oh, that's
She had so many good recipes for all their dip mixes, and they're all gone now. She did. My favorite one was she had like bacon cupcakes, where the cupcakes had stuff in them, the bacon had stuff on it, the icing was made with.
Yeah, there's a video out there. Yep, bacon cupcakes.
She did cookies one time too that turned out like excellent.
Yep,
it was bacon inside chocolate chip cookies, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Allie's a good baker, without question. Last thing. There is California Beef Organization has come out with they're calling it a retail toolkit specifically aimed at dietitians to help them convince their clients that beef and other red meats are a healthy option. This is a really cool little PDF, goes through all the health benefits of beef, why it's important to eat, what it can do for you, and why it's a good choice at every stage in life. Child, middle-aged, elderly, all the nutrients. I'm not going to get this. Nutrients. No, I got it first.
I was going to say nutritionist. I thought you were going on.
No. It was the simple word I can get. But I'll post a link to that in the Meatgistics post, because that is a really cool little thing to look through.
It's funny that someone would have to hire a dietitian and then go, well, okay, well, prove to me that red meat's good for me.
Right.
They already hired the expert, and then the expert now has to go out of their way to prove to the person that hired them. Oh, I love it.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, that's I know I've brought it up before, but one of my favorite things about beef and eating beef, I think, comes from Jim Harbaugh. Him talking about do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I just think that's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
So somebody was asking him about nutrition and what he eats, and he's like, I eat a steak a day. Eat a steak a day. It's all the nutrients you need.
No wonder he's all fired up all the time.
That's awesome.
But then that, and then like my wife and I haven't been eating steak as much, but when she was pregnant with our last kid, I mean, made a point of trying to eat steak or beef or a good portion of something every week as often as we could, just because it's super nutritious.
Right.
It's got everything you need, dense on calories, but not bad calories. Even like my son, I try to get little kids. Maybe other little kids are not as picky. My son
I think they all are.
He's so picky, but I try to get him to eat beef as much as I can. A lot of times we keep snack sticks in the fridge and try to get him to eat those. I can't hardly get him to eat steak. It's very, very depressing.
I don't think kids are big on steak.
Yeah.
I really don't.
They never let me try it when I was a kid. They didn't want to waste it on us. So
Fair. That's fair.
There's
point.
6 of us. They go,
I still don't want to waste it on you.
You don't. Okay, yeah.
I had my first steak in a while this past weekend. My wife and I bought myself a ribeye and her strip steak. Cooked it up.
So about $100 right there.
So good. No, the steaks come down a little bit.
What's the, like, if you're getting a steak, what's your price range you want to stay around?
I spent
or just
I think it was $11 on her strip steak. I think it was $15 on my ribeye.
Yeah.
So I mean I'm willing to pay
So let
that.
me ask you this: do you look for the total price or how much it weighs when you're looking at the sticker?
Yeah, I look at the total price.
Yeah. Like I want.
What are you like? What am I basing my decision on?
Yeah, like when
I'm basing my decision on marbling.
Oh, okay.
And then the cap on the ribeye, like whichever one has the best marbling and the biggest cap not divided by, but, then I take in the cost. Like this one's $30 and this one's $20. Doesn't have as big a cap, but it's $10.
Oh, we should
less.
do a Rain Man scene where you're standing and staring at steaks, and then numbers just kind of fade into your vision. That was so great.
And they're all wrong. Like you do a bunch of equations, and none of them add up to anything.
Oh, but this reminds me of that one question I was going to pose you guys. So I did read on the internet. I love how you can never remember the source because you get so much information in a single day. But it goes back to the plastic covering on meat. Some people say they avoid ones that look too puffed out or full, so to speak, for fear that the meat has gone bad and released certain. I'm sure you guys know way more about that.
Yeah, gas off.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So how do you pay attention to that? Should people be weary of that? Opinions?
Great question for Dylan. If I see, I assume you're talking about like the foam tray with the stuff over it. No, I want to see that like on the meat, like stuck to touching the meat.
What?
I don't want to see like that puffed up and over.
Oh.
I want to see that not necessarily flat because the meat will stick up a little bit.
But you don't want to see any. You don't want to see.
It's probably wrong. They're probably just doing something called gas flushing.
Modified atmosphere packaging.
Modified atmosphere. So they're pushing out the air and they're replacing it with an inert gas. It's the same thing that they do with like potato chips. So they're probably just doing that. But I feel like that's not as common or as accepted in the meat industry as it is in like chips. Right?
Well, is it simple explanation? Maybe do they just accidentally trap too much air when they clean that, or that's
then it's poorly packaged.
Okay, so
are we talking about something that's got more of the cling wrap stuff on it, or the tray where the meat's down in it and it's a film across the top?
Oh, that's good.
Oh, both probably.
Oh, okay.
I was imagining. Yeah, sorry.
I was specifically talking about the foam tray. Not where it sits down, not the roll stock type machine.
But then now that you say that, I feel like I have seen some at least ground turkey and ground beef a little bit more
puffed out.
Yeah,
I would be more
worried about that. Right?
Those ones I'm not worried about just because they're
puffy.
Yeah, because the way when they're packaged, that's what happens. They're shoving gas in there.
Okay.
They put the film on the top, and wherever they do that, whatever pressure it was at, I mean, take it to Denver, take it to Florida. I mean, your atmosphere is going to be different. That's going to move around because whatever pressure in there is the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's going to fluctuate. That doesn't bother me. Now, if you're seeing something like that on foam tray with like cling wrap on it, that would make me nervous.
Okay.
Definitely if it happens in a vacuum bag. I actually
That's
had
definitely a bad thing.
I had that happen here recently. I just threw it away. I was going to save it and bring it in and do something with it. I don't know what to do, but
definitely should have.
I ended up throwing it away. But it was summer sausage. It was not summer sausage we made. Made sure it wasn't.
Sure.
Got it from somebody else. I won't say what brand it is, but was going through my fridge and was like, I'm going to eat some summer sausage. Grab a thing, and I'm like, oh no.
I know what it is.
I'm like, if I would have ate that, that would have been a 2-bucket experience.
Like
that.
2 weeks ago, I cut into that, and I'm assuming at least we're talking about the same thing. All right, I had some summer sausage that a lot of other people here had. We didn't make it again. I cut into it like 2 weeks ago, and it was like gray all throughout. I was like,
then yeah, probably same thing.
Probably same thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so same.
Uh-huh.
Anything else?
Oh, I'm not, the way your eyes wandered to.
Well, I'm looking at the clock, so I got an interview in 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, that's all I really wanted to touch on.
And when I say I have an interview, I mean I'm interviewing somewhere else. The Daily Wire is interested in opening a sausage channel.
You should submit your interview.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Resume.
They're doing everything.
You see
now.
all the stuff they're doing is crazy.
No, kids entertainment, all that stuff.
I'm still mad about Allie. So mad.
Furious. I hope they open a music channel and I hope they interview her and then don't give it to her. They go, no, not you. You hurt John's feelings. All right. As always, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Visit waltons.com and meatgistics.com to find everything but the meat. I'm John.
And I'm Austin.
We'll see you guys. Oh, Patrick.
I'm Patrick.
He's Patrick. We'll see you guys next time.
Later.
Thanks for checking out the Meatgistics podcast. To shop everything but the meat, head on over to waltonsinc.com. And to get your meat processing questions answered by experts and enthusiasts alike, head on over to our online community at meatgistics.com. Waltons, everything but the meat.